What it is, what it do is Big Mo,
This Kid Kels, baby.
and welcome back to the Big Mo podcast.
Episode 2.
You heard? All
That's what
right,
I'm talking
so
about.
we're back. We're back. It's been some rescheduling, but we in this bitch.
Yeah, all
Um,
right.
today is gonna be a really fun episode. We're gonna be talking about some big things that happen that's been happening with gaming. Some of our favorite games of the year of last year are some of our favorite moments from last year when it comes
Right.
to gaming. Um, and we'll give our top 5 games towards the end of the show. We might also talk about some recent games that have came out, like Hitman 3, which I'm very excited to play, and what also we might see, like any future games we are excited to eventually play in the future,
It's
or
actually
some
it's actually on my queue, man.
what's
That
on your queue?
Hitman 3.
Oh, Hitman 3. I gotta get it. I have to get it. Well, so we're definitely gonna be talking about a lot of good stuff today. Um,
Right.
for one thing that we want to talk about is how much like gaming in the quarantine was godsend for me. Like in the quarantine, there was nothing else to do but be in your house. Like you could watch movies, but gaming was one of the things where it just felt it was zen. It put us in a like it made us feel um like hopeful, happy, like whenever like we wouldn't think about the quarantine at that point, you know? We weren't thinking about what the hell was going on outside. All you would think about was just we were playing the game and just having fun with the stories, or in case of sports games and having fun building your teams and all that. So, what are some like um how did gaming help you during the quarantine and help you in 2020 in general, or in general in
In
life?
general.
In life, how does gaming help you?
Well, gaming for first and foremost, gaming is very sometimes if it's the right game, it gets addicting, man.
Yep.
Whether whether you're whether you're like a gamer that wants to play shooting games or RPG games, vice versa, anything. But I feel like gaming with 2020 and in general coped with a lot of people and especially me because um I had a rough patch with this year with a family and everything. So gaming helped basically take a little bit of the reality out of my mind, basically. And
Yep.
games like The Last of Us 2, which was
Give it up for The
hands
Last of
down.
Us Part Two,
Guess what?
bro.
Yo, The Last
Game
of
of
Us
the
2,
year, baby.
game of the year. And let me tell you something. That game had a lot of critics. A lot of people
Oh,
disliked the game because of a certain character named Abby that got played more than a character, one of the main characters, which is Ellie.
yeah.
And that game was people criticized that because they didn't like the character of Abby, and also Joel got killed the very first half an hour of the game. So
Yeah.
people was like,
Spoiler,
turn it off.
spoiler alert, spoiler
Oh
alert.
wait, oh my god.
Spoiler alert. But listen, if you haven't played it by this time, I don't know, bro. But we'll put a big spoiler before he says that, all right? Don't worry about it.
Spoilers,
Don't worry
spoiler,
about it.
carajo.
But keep continue, bro. Continue.
But that game was very the mechanics, the way the shooting was. It was way better than part one. The shooting, the movements of the players, the story. The
Yep.
story was the
Oh,
main important thing of that game.
bro,
It brought you into their life. It felt like it was like someone that you knew in real life, and it feels like
yeah.
it was just like
I
it's just insane.
I tell you one thing about The Last of Us Part Two. I didn't play the first one, right? I've watched somebody play the first one, like the game plays and on YouTube and all that stuff. Like I follow this guy called Hollow Point, and I watched him play it, and I was like, yo, this story is amazing, but I was like, I was hesitant to play part two because I was like, first of all, I didn't play the first one myself, and then as you know, Kels, I'm not big into horror games or anything like survival horror. So that's what I went thinking about it. I was like, ah, man, like I don't know. I don't want to get my. I'm a chicken shit sometimes when it comes to. But not sometimes, all the time. Like anything that's scary, I'm like, Resident Evil, nope, not playing it. But I was like, let me give this a chance because everybody's talking about how good this game is gonna be, and that you don't want to miss out. So I pre-ordered it, and I was like, you know what? I'm taking a chance. Let me tell you, I have never been so how you call it, like entranced in the game. I've never been so like I felt like I was in the story. Never been so
Yeah,
invested in a story and gaming ever as much as
ever.
I
Yep.
this movie. I mean, this it's basically like a movie.
It's
This
just
game,
basically yo,
like
and
the
even if it comes out with a movie, I think it'll be dope.
seriously the which is coming out with a TV series on
A
HBO.
TV
So
series,
that's gonna
HBO.
be fucking amazing. But to continue with the game, I've never had any like so much emotions like pure hate, pure fucking like I was sad as hell with some of the shit that was happening in that game. So many twists and turns that some of the gameplay like there's no we're not with the spoilers. Who cares at this point? But with Abby, the fact that we played Abby more than we played Ellie and made you it forced you because in the beginning when you started playing Ellie, I speak for myself or for everybody, you hated her. You were like,
Hmm.
why the fuck am I playing with this bitch? Like seriously, why am I playing with her? Like she's a terrible person. Who what? And then as the story progresses, you find out why she did what she did. Her reason is behind it, and then the more and more you play as her, the more and more you start feeling for her, and then you're conflicted because then when she comes up with face to face with Ellie, you're like, why am I feeling this way? Like I love Ellie. Why? Like I don't know who to root for at this point. Like you want Ellie, but you like don't Ellie, don't kill her. Like you start feeling just a whole bunch of different emotions,
I'm in a glass case of emotion.
and that's why that game was like hands down. I think maybe my favorite game of all time. I'm
Wow,
gonna say it straight up,
wow,
my favorite game of all time. The more I think about it, I
wow.
still think about it. I still think about it. That's the thing. Like it's and it makes me want to play it again on the PS5 since I got the PS5. I might re-download that shit and play it again because that game, and like you said, Kels, the gameplay, the mechanics in it, oh, the shooting, oh my god, that game, everything about that game, the stealth in it, it just
Hmm.
it was just it took the first one to another level. Like, and the first one is amazing, that story. But this one just for me took it to the next level. You know, I
You know
love it.
what? Shout out to Naughty Dog, man. Shout
Bro,
out to
Naughty
Naughty.
Dog is
Shout
just
out
like,
to the producers of the game, man. They listen.
and what gives me faith, not only that the Last of Us TV series is on HBO, it's also being written by the game creator, by Neil
Really, I didn't
Druckmann.
know
If
that.
I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's writing it too. If I'm not mistaken,
Wow,
I will double check that, and I'll probably put it a little description on the bottom if I'm wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, that's what I saw. I saw that he's if not writing it, he's producing it and he's behind it as well. So
wow. That's really gonna be
so
a
that gives me
that's gonna be a
a
show to
confidence.
watch,
Yep, that gives me such confidence in how good that TV series will be. So and
man.
that's the thing with gaming too. Like stop making video game movies, make video game TV series because
Right.
that works much better in my opinion because you
You can
flesh out
spread
the
it out better.
stories, you
Hmm.
flesh out the stories, and you have more time with the characters, you have more time to build the characters. In a movie you only got what, depending on
Two
how
hours.
long the movie you're gonna make, like an 90 minutes to like 2 hours and something. So it's slippery slope when it comes to TV. When it comes to gaming on in movies, you know, I would much rather have it on TV series. Look at The Witcher. Witcher is a book, but it's also a TV series. I mean, also a gaming series, and it was excellent that first season of The Witcher on on Netflix. I really enjoyed it. Um, some other let's let some other like huge gaming moments. So, well, first of all, PS5. That was the talk of the last second half of the year was PS5,
Yeah,
PS5, PS5. It was I didn't get my PS5 till like December or something. It was a while, and it was crazy because every day I was on looking like trying to get that shit. Kels got that shit the first pre-order,
I got the first day,
and
the
he
first
got lucky
November.
because
Never gonna forget the date, November 12th, man. First day,
oh man,
launch.
yo, he got that and he was sending me pictures and I was envious. I was jealous. I was like, oh man, like this guy got it first. Like, and but it was so it's so I love this next generation. Like the games are only gonna get better. The graphics is just like insane. Like when because I finally got the PS5, of course, and I got the Spider-Man with the Spider-Man Miles Morales and the Spider-Man remastered, and both the Spider-Man remastered, perfection, perfection, bro, perfection. It looks amazing, and I forgot.
Perfecto, perfecto.
Perfecto. I forgot how good that game was, bro. Like I loved it. It's one of my top like 10 games. It's probably in my top 5 maybe of all time. Because I love Spider-Man so much. You know me. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. Um but yeah, that's one the PS5 is just like I love it. What do you think, bro?
Listen,
You've been with your PS5 for what?
Miles
Since like
Morales.
3 months now?
Yeah, since
Yeah.
it's November, December, January, February, we're
Yep.
almost about to hit.
February
So
will
yeah,
be 4th
3 months.
month. Yeah.
Yeah, so listen, the PS5. As soon as I turned it on, I already noticed a difference
Yeah.
from the PS5 to the PS4. And as soon as the first game that I downloaded was Spider-Man Miles Morales,
Yeah.
and just the boot up of the game, it went straight to the game, and I could just totally see the change of the graphics, the change of
Oh,
gameplay, plus
right
the
away.
controller, the
Oh
controller
my
of the
god.
PS5. It's so comfortable compared to the PS4,
Yes.
and you have the dual sense now, so you actually feel the game, and it's just like it's breathtaking, and I can't wait to see
Yeah.
what they're gonna further do with the system because I feel like it hasn't even cracked.
It's just starting. So it's only gonna get it's only gonna go off from here. Look, while we on the topic of the controller, bro, that controller is amazing, bro. That's the one thing. Like I have it right here. It feels so comfortable. Like
Yeah,
it feels like I was scared because when it showed the pictures, I was like, is it gonna be a little too, too different from the other PlayStation remotes? It's perfect, and I can't wait to see what developers do in the future with the aptic controls, with the aptic feedback and the vibrations in the controller. Because right now,
feel the vibration.
feel vibration. Come on now. Well, yeah, it it's so good. Like that Astro's Playroom is like so good. Like for showcasing the controller and what it could do, right? But a lot of the other games, there's not really. I don't know. They haven't really utilized it the right way. Like in my
Is that
opinion, so far.
yeah? Is that the reason being is because a lot of these games are technically speaking, they're still PS4
For
games.
yes, yep,
So once they actually crack the shell of actually making an actual PS5 game, once
yeah,
PS4 is discontinued,
yeah,
then we're gonna actually see the potential that it has
yeah.
with
Or
graphics and everything.
yeah, or when not that PS4 will be discontinued, but that it'll be more the studios are now making the games for PS5 instead of building the
Yes,
games for PS4 and having them able compatible for PS5. And that's the
that's
difference.
right.
Like you see, the Astro's Playroom is such a great showcase of the controller. Like it's crazy.
It
Like
is.
you could feel when it's raining, you could feel it, and like it's crazy. I'm like, yo, what the hell
And
is
then
this?
it tells you to blow in the controller, and
Yeah,
it makes the little animated what is that robot? It's a
yeah,
robot.
yeah. The
It's a
little
robot.
robot.
So it's like makes it fly and stuff like that. So it's like it's crazy, man.
bro. It's so good, but like in other games, it really doesn't work. Like Call of Duty, I have to turn that shit off. Call is
Yeah,
way too difficult. Is way too like to constantly play that. Especially, I could probably deal with it through campaign, but when it comes to multiplayer, nope. I had to turn that off ASAP because it was slowing me down right from the get go. I was like, yo, I can't do this. I can't do that. And Spider Man
I feel
is
like
not
my butt.
enough.
I feel like my finger was messing up, man. I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm
yo, my
like, yo,
finger
like
hurts,
how I
man.
can't shoot. Like it's still you gotta pull it real hard. I'm like, nah, okay, I can't do that. So they need to like work on that a little bit more for future games, and I think they'll do it.
Yeah,
Well, I want to see
and
when.
also,
Yeah, I just want to see like what Astro's play, basically Astro's playroom mechanics. I want to see that in other games. I want to when if it's raining in the freaking game, I want to feel the rain on on the controller. That's what I want. Yeah. Also, Cyberpunk. A lot of bad things happen with that game, but I feel like that game has a lot of potential to be so good. And the problem with it was they built it for next gen. They didn't build it for PS4 or for last gen. So I think that's where all their problems. There was tons of bugs and a lot of problems I heard with that game. Like I want to play it so bad, but they took it out of the PlayStation Store, and I think they did the same thing with the Xbox Store. I'm not sure they did it with
uh,
that too.
I think it was only PlayStation.
I think it was only PlayStation that took it out, and I think for Xbox they gave people refunds if they wanted refunds back and stuff like that. But that game, I'm telling you right now, next year, because it's supposed to be in the second half of next year is when it's gonna come out for next
PS5.
gen, and I feel like that game is gonna blow up because everybody's talked so much shit about it already, and but a lot of people that I've heard that played it that I know personally say the game is really good. It's just plagued with bugs, way too many bugs that sometimes is unplayable. But they said the story's really good and the mechanics that's there is official. So I can't wait to eventually play that in the future.
I'm surprised that they haven't like updated it yet
I
with
heard they've been
the
updated.
amount of bugs.
They have been updating it, so I've heard it's gotten a little bit better. So because they've been constantly doing updates, and fixing the bugs and stuff like that. So it might be better now, but it's not available for PS5 yet, so I'm not getting it. um, but yeah, there's a few games that are like scheduled to release in the future that I'm like so hype about. Like, also that Resident Evil. As much as I don't like Resident Evil, like games, like not that I don't like them, but I'm a chicken shit.
You're a pussy.
Um, this game looks really good. Have you played the demo
Ah,
yet?
I have not played the demo.
The demo I heard is really good. Like it just showcases like basically how the
The
game is gonna
gameplay.
be and stuff like that. Like, cause it's not you're not playing as Ethan or I think it's Ethan, right? Something like that. You're not playing as the main guy. You're playing as somebody else.
I don't. Yeah, I don't remember the character of Part 7.
Yeah, you're playing as somebody else. So and it
But
looks
this
creepy
game,
as hell.
yeah, Resident Evil Village or 8.
Yeah.
It took a different turn because it feels like it's just like you're in the woods and you're in a castle.
Yeah.
You got to deal with vampires and beasts and it's like it's
It
crazy.
has kind of a similar vibe to Resident Evil 4 too. Like
Yeah,
it looks very very like they pay homage to that game, which I heard is they looking to remaster it too. Another remaster for Resident Evil 4, which that's supposed to be the best game, like what people say is the best game of the franchise. So that
I'm
should be
sorry, people don't come at me, but I didn't really like. Well, I actually, to be honest, I never played Resident Evil 4.
Move this man!
Oh, you never play Resident Evil 4?
I
Well,
never played Resident Evil 4.
but I did hear a lot of people because I remember I was looking at like like Watch Mojo shit on YouTube that like top 10 stuff like and you go through they had like top 10 Resident Evil games, right? And that was put at number 1. But they did say that a lot of people recently or even back then were not too happy about it, too fond of it because that's when they changed the gaming mechanics of the game. It became like you could punch and do some crazy shit like now, and it was like, yeah,
Like,
yeah, but you
who's
could do like
that?
different moves and hit them, and it became different. And then people contribute that to the kind of the downfall of Resident Evil, you know, because Resident Evil 5, people didn't like it. Resident Evil 6, people didn't like it. Bro, you good? He's laughing. I'm a comedian to him.
Makes me a little up maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. I amuse you.
But yeah.
Oh,
Oh man. Who's that? Go actor, bro. Acting face. Go. All right. But yeah,
oh, man.
Resident Evil Village looks pretty damn good. Like, and then with the new game mechanics, and I mean the new graphics with PS5, it's just amazing. It was supposed to only come on PS5, but they and the showcase that they just did, they're saying it's gonna also be available for PS4 too, for PS4 players, which is good.
Oh yeah, because it technically is still like a PS4 game
Yeah, because they
at the end of
basically,
the day.
yeah,
But
that game is good. What's a game that you looking forward to in the future?
in the future,
Yeah,
for 2021 or that's
2021 or
future
beyond.
release.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Um,
2021.
honestly,
Something
I
that
just
you
want to
know.
see. I'm a sports fan, so
Yeah.
I can't wait to see how MLB The Show is going to be on
Oh
PS5.
man, yes, because it already like MLB The Show was great on PS4. You put MLB The Show 20 on PS5 and it's run so smooth. I haven't like it's so much fun to play on the PS5. So I can only imagine what they're gonna do with the next one. Like the next one, I want to see graphics upgrade. So it's gonna be a better upgrade of graphics. Like I want to see their gameplay, what they're gonna do with the mechanics of it. Like, are they gonna change certain things? Because there's certain things that I wish they would add. Like I want them to add in the outfield, a little bit of different mechanics in the outfield, or at least
Yeah,
like sharpen it
it
up
needs
because
more.
some and sharpen up the animations a little because I do feel like sometimes when you catching it, you catch it like some weird ass catches, and you're like, how the hell am I catching a ball like that? Like that makes no sense. MLB to show another game that I can't wait. I can't wait, and I hope they do it justice. I can't wait to the Harry Potter game. Hogwarts, what is it called? Legacy, is it? Something like that. That game, if done right, could be massive. Massive. It could be really good, bro. Really good. Like
Expecto Patronum, man.
Expecto Patronum.
Expecto Patronum!
Yeah, but
Yeah, man.
especially I just been watching the freaking the movies and shit right here on 4K. I was watching all the movies. Doing my yearly marathon of Harry Potter movies, and I love those films. I love them, man. So I can't wait to see that like in an open world game and be able to cast spells and do all that fun shit in the Wizarding World, man. That'd be dope.
I feel like it's a game that needs justice
It's a
because
franchise that needs justice for a game. It needs a good game.
it needs a good game because I feel like it had 8 movies and
And the books and all that, yeah.
and the books and everything, and it just like all the characters is so different, and they specialize in a lot of different powers and what they have,
Yeah.
and you just it's the story was good, everything was good about the movie, the books. A lot of people growing up like the books, and
Yeah.
that's all everybody at one point that was all they was reading was the books, and the books is so thick. It's
Yeah, man.
like 1,000 pages,
the
man.
more they got, the more it went on, the bigger the book got. Like the
Yeah,
last
so
book, the Deathly Hollows, is like freaking like that big. It's man
it's
huge.
like a textbook, like going back to school, like
Seriously.
hello.
But I want to read them. I have never read any of them, and I want to go read them because a lot of them, as all book fans always say, that the books are better than the movie. I hear that all the
Yeah.
time. but I don't read books. Like I just started reading books like about like 5 years ago, where I like to actually read a book. Like I never like doing it in school or nothing like that. Like it's gotta interest me. So if it doesn't interest, if it's not, if I'm not interested in it, I could care less.
It's
Um,
boring.
boring. But yeah, what's all the games that you played last year that you enjoy? I know you were playing Mafia because
Oh yeah,
I hadn't
I
played
played Mafia
Mafia.
Remastered.
Yeah, I haven't played
Well,
Mafia.
I'm sorry, everybody. Don't come at me again. But I was talking to Big Mo, and I feel like with Mafia, because I understand, I never played Mafia when it first came out, and I think what was it, 03, 02? I don't
Yeah, the
remember
first
what
one.
year.
Yeah,
The first one, the first initial one. Maybe it was a little 05. I don't know what year. It was
yeah,
something.
yeah.
I don't remember.
It was early 2000s. That's for sure.
Early 2000s. So with that game, I expected it to be more Grand Theft Auto wise,
Mm.
and I didn't expect it to be just basically you just playing one mission after the other mission after the other mission.
Yeah,
There's no open world, there's no free play. It's
yeah,
just basically you do the mission, you pass it, you go to the next mission. That's it.
yeah.
You don't get out the car, you don't get to explore the world. So that was my only pet peeve. But I do have a positive about that game. That's the story. The story with the main character. I don't remember his name at this time. I haven't played the game in a while,
Yeah.
so bear with me, people. The main character of the story of the game, he was uh he
Taxi
was
driver,
just like a
right?
regular order a cab driver. He was a regular ordinary cab driver, like kind of like Robert De Niro and stuff like that, but not like a crazy cab driver like that,
Yeah.
killing people.
Me? You talking to me?
But he was just a cab driver, and then he met up with some mafia people. He got close with them, and they sent him out to do some missions. He made his money, and he basically became the head honcho, kind of like Godfather.
Yeah, yeah.
So the story was really good. The story, I would say, is probably one of the best. Like, kind of like it's up. I'm not gonna say it's up bar with Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
but it's good. It's good for what it
Like
is.
I think what led to the disappointment for you was that you felt like it was gonna be more of an open world, like because it is an
Yeah,
open world game, but it's not really an open world game. Like you can't really do as much things as you want to, you know. And I
yeah,
never played the first one when it first came out, but I did play Mafia 2, and Mafia 2 was like one of my sleeper games. Like a lot of people, not enough people talk about that game, and it's one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite stories. It's one of my favorite endings because you're like, holy shit, like what's gonna happen? What's happening here? And you don't even get an answer because in the third one is a whole different story with a whole different guy. The main guy from part two comes in, but you're not playing as him. You're playing as somebody else. Mafia 3 was good, but the story was really good. The problem with Mafia 3 is way too repetitive.
yeah. I haven't played through two or three.
Bro, that's one game. I'm sorry. I mean, maybe if you want to try it, people, you could try it, but if you don't like repetitive stuff, like repetitive missions, and you have to do those missions or else you can't advance, don't play it. At least that's how I feel. Like it wasn't as good of a game. Like it was great story, but other than that, it didn't. After a while, it got too repetitive, and I couldn't play it no more. But Mafia 2 is still my shit, so I want to play Mafia 1. I haven't played it yet, but I want to play Mafia 1.
Yeah,
Another game, yeah,
I would recommend you to play
yeah.
it.
Another game that I want to play is Star Wars Squadrons, which looks insane, bro. Insane. Like you could get in the cockpit of a TIE fighter and like all these ships in Star Wars, and it looks crazy. And it has I don't have a VR, but it has a VR option that I heard it looks like you're straight up in that cockpit, and it looks amazing, bro. But yeah, like that those are some games. Like what's some more games? I'm trying to, on the top of my head, I can't remember any more games that are coming out like later
Um,
on. I
I'm
know.
actually, I'm actually, I'm actually anticipated for WWE.
That's
I
true.
want to see what they do with that.
They didn't
They
release
canceled. They
they,
canceled last year's game.
yeah, because they made a different game. They made like a play like a arcade-ish game, you know? They
Mm-hmm.
made that instead of, which I heard got good reviews. It's not my type of game, but it got good reviews. I want to see what they do with their next iteration of the WWE games, because the last one I didn't get it because of how bad people said it was, with the bugs. Just, it was unplayable. And I'm like, I'm not spending money on that. And the funny thing is, like, you don't even see it on sale. Like, and it's still like, if it's on sale, it's like $20. I'm like, I'm not spending $20. I'll get it for free to see if it's still bad. But
Yeah,
but I haven't I never had desire to play that because I saw the videos and how terrible it was, man.
I just want to see how they do with the graphics and everything with that game, like the entrances and
Yeah,
the movements of the wrestlers and everything, the finishing moves, how everything's gonna look.
yeah,
And also heard the rumor, because you know how WWE likes to grab people's money.
yeah.
I also heard a
Of
rumor
course.
that supposedly that's going around that they're gonna try to pre-order. The pre-order is gonna be CM Punk. So it's a
What do you
rumor
mean,
going around.
What do you mean, CM Punk? Like,
He's
he's gonna
gonna
be in
be
the
like
game?
he might be in the game. He's gonna be a playable character because he said to 2K that he doesn't mind being added on into the game. He's
Mm,
not going to be under contract with WWE, but he
yeah,
doesn't mind
being in the
being
game.
being on the game. So you know how WWE is going to try to grab everybody's money and be like, "Hey, this is the
They
pre-order bonus. CM Punk, just throw him in there."
listen. They know people love CM Punk, and they will throw money at that to be able to play him
Of
again,
course.
play as him again, because that's still one of the best like wrestlers of the last like decade to me. I mean, how long is he having? How long? When was the last time he wrestled?
It's been 7 years.
Wow. Wow, that's been a long time. It feels like just yesterday that that shit happened.
Yeah,
But that would be crazy.
yeah.
WWE could do that for the game. You know,
It's
uh,
possible.
it's possible. It's possible that could happen. But what like now? Let's get to the nitty gritty right here. Okay, what is our top 5 games of the year? Okay, and what we'll do is we're not gonna start off with number 1. We're gonna start off from number 5 and work our way up. So, Kels, what will be your number 5 of your top 5 games from 2020?
Number 5. Wow.
I'm getting you right here, bro. I'm getting you.
I would say Resident Evil 3.
Okay.
Resident Evil 3. Resident Evil 3.
All right.
The thing with Resident Evil 3, it was nothing compared to what Resident Evil 2 was.
Yeah.
I feel like the mechanics were better in Resident Evil 3,
Yeah.
but I feel like the story was too short.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one. 2, I felt like it wasn't playable as much as Resident Evil 2.
Like, you mean
And
replay,
then
like replay
the
value?
replay value, yeah.
Yeah.
And then 3 is like, I just feel like it's just it was just it felt boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like like you just you know, the Nemesis wasn't so much intimidating as Mr. X was in Resident
Yeah.
Evil 2.
I felt Mr. X was probably more intimidating than the Nemesis,
Yeah.
because it was more like, oh shit, like, I think every time Nemesis came out, it was more like an action set piece, and it was not really like it was more of a jump scare than an actual like you getting scared. Like, Professor X, not the X-Men, but Mister X was. You could hear him walking, doom, doom, and you're like, oh shit! Like I didn't play it. I watched people play it, granted, but that you could hear the footsteps of him coming, and then he would just bust a door open, or he would just come around the corner. And you're like, oh shit! Like that was way more scary than Nemesis.
It's like, what was it like? Here's Johnny.
Basically, like that scene of him when the helicopter, and he moves the helicopter, and that's the first time he shows up in Resident Evil 2.
Jesus Christ!
That was crazy. I remember watching. I was like, yo, I would have been shitting bricks.
Yeah, and I feel like with Resident Evil 2, it had you on the edge of your seat. Like, it was like, oh, shit. Like,
yeah.
Oh, my God. And then Resident Evil 3, it didn't catch that same feeling for me. It's just like, oh, Nemesis popped up. Like, oh, okay, whatever. All right, let's just run away. And, let's not try to die here.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Resident Evil 2 was more like, oh, shit. Like, like you, like, with that game, I felt my heart was, like, pumping. Like, it's so much adrenaline, like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. I gotta do this. I gotta get some herbs and I gotta get my life together.
Yeah.
And then you freaking get attacked by the zombie, and it's like, oh man.
Cause see, that's the thing with Nemesis, from what I remember. Whenever time he showed up, it was not like he showed up randomly. Like it was part of the story. And you just had to just get away from him, right? And you didn't really face any zombies around with him or nothing like that. Other zombie. Well, Mr. X, it was like you're in the middle of doing something else, and Mr. X pops up, and you're like, "What the hell I gotta do now? Like, how the hell I get away from him? I gotta do this." And then you come and you go through another door. Freaking zombie pops out of you. It was way more tense and suspenseful and terrifying. Even watching it as me, like I was watching and I'm watching the dude play. And then next thing you know, the Mr. X comes and he's like, "Oh shit!" He tries to run the other way, and the zombies come, and it's like, "Yo, that's crazy! It's insane." So that's your top. That's your 5.
That's my number 5.
My 5 will be after long deliberation, I will say it will be MLB The Show 20. I just that game, I just love it. That game is every year I feel like it improves, or it's just as good as last year, and it's always a solid game for me. I'm a big baseball fan, so anytime I can play baseball, it's just fun, bro. Get out of here. Don't even talk about the Mets, bro, because they got freaking Lindor. They got my boy Lindor, man. But my Yankees, it's always fun to play my Yankees every year, so that's my number 5. So what's your number 4, bro?
My number 4, I would say The Show, MLB.
Oh shit! Okay,
yeah, that's my number 4, man.
Number 4 would be The Show.
Okay, that's definitely my number 4. I feel like what you said, it's the best simulation baseball game to me, hands down, of all time.
Yeah, and it's for now it's the only ones. Because
it's the only one.
They have the RBI baseball game, but that's trash compared to The Show.
It's like non-existent. I don't even know if it still exists anymore.
And luckily for Xbox, they're gonna get a little show.
Xbox players are gonna get MLB The Show.
MLB The Show, because they haven't been able to play any baseball games
in its entirety.
That's crazy. Yeah, I remember there was good baseball games growing up, bro, and then all of a sudden it just became The Show, and that's it. Nobody could touch it. Yep. But yeah, that's a good. My number 4 is Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. I have not had fun with a Call of Duty game this much since probably Black Ops 2. And haven't had this much fun being multiplayer and talking with people and like just this good in multiplayer since probably since Modern Warfare 2. This game has got like the story is definitely top 5 Call of Duty stories, maybe top 3 for me. It's just the graphics are insane, the twists and turns in the story, the fact that you could do your own, like you could make decisions and it changes the outcome of the end. And also there's like this one mission that you could do, the character is telling you to do something, but you cannot listen to the character and do something else, and it changes like the outcome of the story. Like you might die and come back, but it changes. Like there was this one scene where you he's telling you where to go, and I wasn't listening to him, and I found like this little trap, like this little stairway to underground to like a cave, and he telling me not to go down there, but I went down there anyway, and when I went down I fell, and then it had you walk through
Ah,
like a little
puñeta.
it had to it had you walk through like a little path, right? And then when you walk through that little path, it opens up to like a big area covered in darkness. And all I heard was "Rawr, rawr," the freaking zombies. I was like, wait.
So,
How the
bro,
fuck they are zombies right now? Like, and all of a sudden they started coming at me, and I was like trying to fend off and shoot them and shit like that. It was crazy. But the story mode is amazing. But the multiplayer is just so much fun, man. I feel like they took from what Modern Warfare, the last one did, which was really good too. But the fact that Modern Warfare last year, I didn't like it too much, only because I every time I tried to play it, I had to update it, and the PS4 was so slow in updating games that it will take
yeah.
like 6 hours, and by the time that happens, I'm like,
six 6 hours later, you
yeah,
still
serious. By the
waiting.
time the update is done, I'm going to bed, or that's it. Like it's done. And then the next time I
Yo,
go try to
vamos
play it,
a
and the next time I try to go play it, the shit freaking has to update again. So it used to drive me crazy. That's one thing about the PS5. The download speeds, heaven, heaven.
It's insane.
It just goes like that, man. Like to download a new game, what 30 minutes tops, and that's super fast compared to like freaking the PS4. PS4 to download a new game will take you like 3 hours, like literally.
Yep.
Would take, especially depending on how much space it had. Like it was just way too much. But yeah,
Yep.
Black Ops Cold War is definitely like top tier Modern Warfare's, man. Call of Duties. It's just so good. What do you think about
Definitely.
it? What do you think about it? Is it in your top? I don't think it's in your top. It's probably
Um,
in your honorable mentions.
it's honorable mention.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
I,
Honorable
we
mention.
forgot to say the honorable mentions, but I'll say it after we say our number one. We'll give our like honorable mentions of the year.
Yeah, man.
So, what's your number three, bro? What's your number three?
My number three, Ghost of Tsushima.
Ooh,
Ghost of Tsushima. That game, I did have my little nitpicks about it. Like,
yeah,
I felt like there were certain times where it did get a little repetitive because you're playing as this, you're playing as the samurai called Lord Sakai, and you're playing with him, and his character is basically trying to save his people and save his surroundings and everybody around him, and
from the
you
Mongols.
know the Mongols, and everything about him is just he his character is he's a very nice person until he gets stepped on, and then I'm not gonna say any spoilers, but he does get stepped on enough in the game that
Yeah,
he eventually loses it.
yeah.
And
But yeah, it's one of those things where he he's battling with two sides of him. He's battling with the honorable and the samurai side, and he's battling with him doing stuff not the samurai way. I'll say.
yeah, so basically there was just a lot of like every mission in the game was basically taking over a territory,
Yeah,
and it was good. I love, don't get me wrong, I love the gameplay. I love the way you killed the samurais, the other
yeah,
samurais, and I loved when he unleashed the demons. I think it was the demon soul or something like that. That
yeah, yeah,
he unleashes it, and you just get like three attacks, and you just chop up everybody, like chop chop chop,
yeah, 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 yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like you just kill everybody like instantly, and it's like it was really good. It was,
yeah,
to me, it was really, it grew on me. It really grew on me. I feel like at the beginning I was like, why is this game so repetitive? But
yeah,
eventually, like once you get to Act Two, because there's three acts,
yeah,
and once you get like to like Act Two and the end of Act Two on towards Act Three, the game is insane. The story gets better. you have a lot of side. There's a lot of side missions in that stuff. Listen,
Oh yeah,
people, the main mission is very short. It's a very short game,
yeah,
but when you play the side missions, it feels like it takes forever
yeah. And I
because
feel
the
like
side missions is a lot.
what I did with that game was you had you had you had the main mission, right? I will try to do the side missions around that main mission and then do the main mission. So that way it builds up character, and then when you get to that main mission, you're like, oh, okay, like it builds up the character more.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right, so that's your three. My three is Spider-Man Miles Morales.
Oh man.
Let, what a game! You thought Spider-Man was good? Like this just took it like gameplay wise, mechanics wise to the next level. Like swinging became even more like you have fun already with Spider-Man, the Spider-Man for PS4, but with the Spider-Man Miles Morales, the swinging was so fun. Like because it showed the younger side. Like Miles Morales is a newer superhero, so he's more energetic and he's got a different upbringing than Peter because he's black and he's Puerto Rican. So one thing I loved about the game was how Puerto Rican was it because you go into that house, bro, and all you saw was Puerto Rican
You
flags
Puerto Rican flag,
and
Boricua,
and
papa.
and the Puerto Rican music, bro. When they had you choose the at one point to play the records, remember?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which
When he
one did you
goes
pick?
in the living room, I don't remember. I think it was because there was like 4 discs.
There was
I
there
think I
was
picked. It was three.
there was three.
I think I picked the second one. I don't remember exactly which one it was.
I think I picked the second one, which was it was the salsa one.
Oh, okay.
And it threw on
I
the
don't.
salsa and I was
I don't
like,
remember.
yo. I was like, it reminded me like of Christmas, like Christmas Eve, bro, and like and Christmas Eve parties, like in our house, in my house, and shit. Yo, it was like, yo, this is so popping, man, and like his interactions with his friends too. With what was his Genki?
Genki. Oh,
Genki,
that's my dude.
yo,
That is my dude, man.
Genki was fun,
He's
man.
yeah, he's my guy. I feel like I liked his side character in the game more than
Yeah,
than
yeah.
anything else.
Yeah, he was fun. The story was pretty damn good for basically being an extended DLC because that's basically what Spider-Man Miles Morales was. It's a bridge between Spider-Man and the new Spider-Man that's gonna come out. Um,
Yep.
epic like the graphics were, and this is I played it on PS4 because of course I couldn't get the PS5, so I was holding out, Kels. Remember? I was holding out. I was like,
Yeah.
yo, bro, like I want to get it when the PS5 comes out, but then you kept on talking about how good it was, and everybody's telling me how good it was, and I'm like, I don't want to be ruined and get spoiled. So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I just got it for the PS4. And I don't regret that choice at all because it was such a good game. Such a good game. It was it's my top three of the year, you know?
Yeah.
So next, what we got for your second, bro? What we got? What's your second favorite game of the year?
What we was just talking about, man, Miles Morales, man.
There we
It's
go.
just, listen, that game, that was like I said earlier, and like I said earlier on the show, that was my first PS5 game that I
Yeah.
downloaded soon off the bat, and from the first mission, I was just hooked.
Yeah.
Hooked. Like I played Spider-Man for PS4, Spider-Man with Peter Parker,
Yeah, yeah.
and it was a really good. I never expected it to be that great
Yeah.
because for all you fans, the Spider-Man games has a lot of similarities to what the Batman Arkham games had,
Yeah.
and it was just like it has a great comparison, but it's
But what I do gotta
eventually
say
it's two different characters.
before you continue, what I do gotta say, I recently replayed both Arkham Asylum and Arkham City, and Spider-Man beats both of them. I'm just gonna say
Really,
that.
I said what I said.
Spider-Man beats both of them, bro. Like the story's still good. The both Arkham City and Arkham Asylum, the stories are still good. They still hold up.
Maybe,
But I just feel like Spider-Man 4 story tugged at my heartstrings more. The Batman didn't do that. The Batman did not do that. And for me, that gives Spider-Man a leg up for me because spoiler, when that whole scene where fucking Aunt May dies, when that whole scene where Aunt May dies, bro, I cried. I don't cry in video games like that, except for The Last of Us. I cried in The Last of Us too. But like that game kicks Batman's ass, in my opinion. But continue.
maybe I see what you're saying because maybe at this point, the Batman Arkham games came out so long ago
Yeah.
by now, and maybe if they do end up, who was to say, or was or whatever, maybe WB may actually make another Batman game, like Batman oriented game
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
future. Who knows? But maybe that's why. Maybe it's just outdated.
But then again, like okay, the gameplay could be outdated, but the story can't. Like the story lives on. So I
I
feel
just feel
like
like,
story wise,
yeah,
Spider-Man's better story wise. And
I did. So I can see what you're saying because I feel like with Batman, there's no really much of a story you can say
no, but
with
you could
Batman.
do because Batman has some great stories, but I feel like it just personally, I just felt like Spider-Man had the better story. I can't judge gameplay because that was gameplay back in what that came out like
Like
mid two
oh 07,
thousands.
I mean,
That
no,
came
I'm sorry, not oh 07. That's like that Arkham, what was it?
Arkham Asylum came out in
Asylum?
2008, 2000 something on like
Arkham
around there.
Asylum? I came out, yeah, actually, yeah, like 2008, 2009.
Hold on, I'm
I
trying to
remember
find that out.
Arkham
Arkham
City.
Asylum.
Arkham City came out like 2012, I think, 2011.
Oh, we were way early. Batman Arkham Asylum came out in 2009.
Yeah,
2009. Yeah,
and
and
City
so
came out
I
in
can't.
2011 or something.
Yeah, I can't judge the gameplay because first of all, Batman was the first superhero video game that was like, oh shit, superhero video games could be made good. Like, and the gameplay was ahead of its time, like for a superhero game. So
Yeah,
it was Spider-Man kind of modeled that off of it, but made it so that way it tailors to Spider-Man's abilities, which was awesome, you know. But Spider-Man had different like gadgets too, and I was like, oh shit, like this is pretty dope. Like different abilities he could do. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
But I'm sorry, back to track
yeah,
with the Miles Morales. The Miles Morales, I feel like it, the powers that he had, it was just like when like I said, from the first mission, I was just hooked. The
yeah,
powers he had, the invisibility, the shock that he had, like when it was just one part of the spoiler. There was just one part of the game when he gets his ass kicked and he's just getting beat up, man, and then he's just like he unleashes the power and he like explodes. It reminded me like a Super Saiyan Gohan. Like he's
yeah.
like like
It's true.
like it just explodes and then he just like he just like unleashed hell on everybody.
Yeah,
And then that was I think that was the mission when he tried to recharge the ball
I
and everything,
yeah,
and
I think
it
so.
was kind of
Yeah,
like towards the end.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
And
his
Miles
abilities were
Morales,
cool.
yeah, Miles Morales did keep me emotional. It didn't keep me as emotional as Peter Parker, but Miles
Yeah,
Morales, the ending for me, because I feel like
yeah.
spoiler. I feel like the ending with that game was the relationship he had with his friend and the relationship that he had with his uncle.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was just like an amazing story character, and I feel like Genki, like him and Genki he was like his
Good.
cool sidekick and
Yeah,
everything,
good.
and it's
Yeah,
good. It's
good
good stuff.
comedic relief. Genki was good. He was
Yeah,
funny
it
too.
was good stuff, man. It was good stuff.
All right, so for my number two, bro, we just flip flopped our picks because number two for me is Ghost of Tsushima.
Ah,
Listen, I know I've told you this, but before to Ghost of Tsushima ever like was even a thought, I was praying to God that they will make an open world samurai game. I need it. I always said it. I was like, bro, open world samurai game will be absolutely fucking amazing. And it's just it was a dream come true. So when they finally like announced it on an E3, I was like, wait, what? A samurai game, open world? I flipped out. So I was the first. I pre-ordered that shit right away when it came out, and I remember I started playing. And I was like, bro, this is like everything I've dreamed of. Like the gameplay was just fluid. The fucking visuals was stunning, bro. The
Yep.
visuals were absolutely breathtaking. It felt like you were in a Kurosawa film, which is that's the man when it comes to samurai films. It was so good. The gameplay, how you could freaking fight, like the different fighting styles you could do. You could either do straight up like samurai and just go in and fight everybody, or you could be sneaky and do like basically ghost. He was a ghost, so you
Yeah.
do like sneaky and assassinate from up top, from behind, and do like sneaky tactics. And it was just so fun to change that gameplay. Um, the story was brilliant. The story and I like that it was a quick like the main story was short. I do like that because it gave more when you did the side missions. The side missions felt like it was a part of the main story. That's what I
Hmm.
really cared about because when you do this, sometimes you do the side missions and they don't really like they like don't matter. Like
Don't mean nothing. Yeah,
no,
don't mean
this
nothing.
one it felt like they all mean something and they all like build up to like the main mission that was around that area. So like there'll be like a main mission, the yellow mission, and there'll be like a whole bunch of different side missions around. And I used to just do those side missions, boom, build up the character, and then go do the main mission. And it was fun, man. It was so much fun. There was a lot of good, like there was a very, very sad moment at the end, depending on because it was another thing where the ending you could choose what you want to do. And it was one of those things where it was like, I don't know what I want to do. And the choice that I made still it made me sad, you know? Um that game was just it's so good. Like the only nitpicks I had with it was the camera angle was kind of like for me a bit kind of
Yeah,
off. And I didn't like some
it
of
could
the
be
like
fixed.
one thing that I didn't like was um when it went into like a scene, like say I went to a mission and the person was right there and I went to go talk to him, it will switch to like another camera angle and stay there and then get off of that camera angle and then but it was like the transition was weird. It just felt like all over the place and that part and like certain aspects of that, you know? Um
Yeah, man.
but other than that, I felt it was fluid. It was, and I that's another game that I heard that is really beneficial is to play it on the PS5. Like it gets even better.
Really, I
Yes,
gotta
I
try
heard.
it then.
I
I
heard
gotta
how
try it.
smooth. I heard it's so smooth because remember you could switch the performances, so you could switch it to have the like the ray tracing and all that stuff at 30 FPS. But if you want to play it like you can play it at 60 frames per second, which makes the game so smooth from what I heard and what I seen. Like it's so smooth. And I'm like, I gotta try that shit out because I loved it the first time I play it. I'll play it again. Like
Yeah,
like
and for those who interested in playing it and are not into wanting to play a game again
yeah.
after they already beat it, I'm just gonna let you know now, guys, now that it's not a long game. It's
Yeah.
very, it's a very fast
If
game.
if
Like you can beat it easily.
yeah, if you're one of those people that don't want to play side missions, you don't have to play the side missions. It just adds a little bit more to the story, but you don't have to play the side missions. You could just do the main mission, and it's still a great story.
Yeah,
It just the side missions add to the story, you know. But
yeah.
by itself, the main mission is quick. It's not that long. It's what do you think is how long do you think it actually is? Like I'm trying to think. Just the main mission.
With the main mission, I think like 5 6 hours.
Yeah, I think so too. 5 6 hours, I will call it because everything else totaled and that shit is crazy. And I platinumed it, so I played that shit like crazy because I got 100% on that. Um, so the now we up to our favorite game of the year, and I think people know
You already,
where we
you
both
already
are
know
at.
my answer, man.
Let's say it on the count of three.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. The Last of Us
Call of
Part
Duty.
2.
No. No, man. Yep. Last of Us Part 2 is just well, it's like what more can I say, man?
What can we say that we haven't said already, bro? It's just I remember because this is the first time we experiencing a game like this. So I was playing it, and I remember I was telling Kels, I was like, bro, like, and it's funny because I just like that was kind of like the beginning of the pandemic. It felt like because it came out in June, right?
It actually did come. It came out.
In June,
Yes. Yes, because it got pushed back. It
yeah,
was supposed to come out
coming
in
in
April or
February.
May of 22, February or May, April or something like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it came out in June. And it came out like in the very smack middle of the like as soon as the peak of the pandemic.
yeah.
And
Like
that's what made the game even more special.
because I remember. So I was like, we had just got here to Florida, so it was like this, literally the first 3 weeks we were here in Florida. So we didn't have a lot of furniture in our living room and everything, and I didn't have anything to plug in my game. I didn't have a TV yet for my room or nothing like that. So we had everything in the main room, in the living room. And I remember, okay, I was like, I'm gonna play this. It was late. It was at 12 when it launched. When it first came on, that's when I started playing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my headphones in, and bro, I've never been so in tune in the game. Like the headphone was on, and you could hear every little freaking noise, and it was just like. And then when that whole spoiler,
Clickers.
when that whole scene with Joel getting killed, bro, that broke me. I remember yelling. I was like, "What? How? Like he's the main guy." Like it was just like it was mind boggling. I was like, I knew we were gonna play as Ellie, but I would think that Joel was gonna survive, longer, and that didn't happen. And I was like, and then they want to go and you have to play as the girl who killed him. Like it's still like every time I think about it, it's still like I never been like that in tune to the game. Never been that emotionally invested.
Right.
My heart in it, bro. Like I felt like I was these characters, bro. Whenever something happened, man, it was.
Yeah, like listen, guys. Like me and Big Mo, we just like we like when it comes to a game like that. Like a very good game. We did it with Ghost of Tsushima too, but not enough with this game. But we would always text each other and we would send voice messages to each other like, "Oh, yo," like it was like something big. You know when something big just happened.
Yeah.
And he was sending me text messages like, "Oh my God, you don't know what just happened," and he was at one point of the game, he was ahead of me.
Yeah.
He was ahead of me in the story, and I was still like very far behind. He was like 20 missions ahead of me, and I was still like on mission like 3.
Yeah.
And like I was like, yo, it was crazy. And then like when I finally caught up to him, and then like I surpassed him and everything. Like, I was so excited just to tell him what's going on. And listen, that game, I couldn't put the controller down.
No.
I couldn't. That's one of the game. It's one of those games that you cannot put the controller down. It's just like you got to be like, oh my, it's so good.
I'm a chicken shit. So I played this game, all the lights off at night, and it was probably one of the best experiences I ever had gaming, especially when you get to the points where you're in a building and it's dark and you have to fight the clickers, and it just gets so intense, bro. And with the music, and then it's silent in the game. If you have headphones, it's even better experience, bro. That's I implore you, if you want to play the game again, get headphones, bro. Play that shit with headphones and tell me how it doesn't even make the game. It makes the game even better, bro. It you hear every footstep, you hear the clickers like farther away, and you're like, oh shit, like what the hell I'm gonna do? Like it's just so good. The gameplay, the gun, whenever you shot a gun, it just felt good. Like
it felt real.
It felt real. And this good, the graphics, about the best graphics I've ever seen in a game.
Yeah. Oh
The
yeah.
best graphics
Oh
I've
yeah.
ever seen in a game.
The hair movement, everything about the game. It's just
Yeah, and leave it
even
up.
the way you can grab somebody and turn them around and like have them like a shield and
Yeah,
shoot
yeah.
and like
Leave it
it's
up to
insane.
Naughty Dog, bro. Leave it up to Naughty Dog to be freaking with the graphics because every game I feel like every game they come out with, the graphics just gets better and better. Like Uncharted just got better and better with the graphics. Like the same thing. Last of Us Part One looked amazing, and it still looks amazing. When you look back, the remastered version looks amazing. But Last of Us Part Two is just like I felt like I was watching real actors. Like I was
Yeah,
watching the fucking movie. Like and then it was like, oh no, this is a game. And you know how some games like you have the cut scene or whatever, the scene that's happening, and it looks ultra realistic. And then when it cuts to the gameplay, it doesn't look as good. This game looked the same, bro.
it's
Sometimes
transitioned
you
well.
sometimes you forgot that you transitioned into a gameplay. You're like, oh shit, wait, it's time to play.
Yeah,
Like it was
it
that good,
transitioned
man.
very well.
And
Yep.
the story was just well done. I know a lot of people got upset and are still upset. And some people even say that it shouldn't be game of the year, which is total bullshit. If you didn't like it, like the story choice,
That's too damn bad!
fine, you don't have to like it, but that story was told brilliantly. Brilliantly. It was like probably if it was a movie, I would be like, yo, this is one of the best movies of the year. Like it was that good. It was I just
That game
what's left to say about that game, man?
it's just it left you it's either left you speechless, it left you disappointed, it left you happy, it left you sad. It's a lot of emotions
It
with that
wrecked you,
game, man.
man. That
It
ending
wrecked you.
too. That ending
The
too when
ending
she's
was
playing the
was
guitar and it's
the
just like,
ending was probably the ending was probably the saddest things in a game I have seen till
yeah,
today.
yeah, because you don't know
And
like you don't know what entail what's happening. We don't know what's gonna happen. What's gonna be the third part? If there's gonna be a third part, which I think
I
there
hope
is,
so, man.
because I
I
think they
hope
need to
so.
come. Which I think they're gonna do what they did. I think they're gonna do a DLC. I really do think, and I think the DLC will be centered around Abby and Lev. I really do think that, and I think that's gonna be it's gonna be a short DLC, but I think it's gonna show where they went because remember in the title and the end credit scene, it showed that the boat managed to get to that Catalina Island where they were where they where the people were originally calling them the Fireflies. Remember?
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think that's where the DLC will take place, and them being with the Fireflies, and then part three will be with Ellie and everything. Ellie teaming up with Allie because Ellie's still immune. Ellie has to. There's a story with Ellie that it has to end. Like I think Ellie's destiny is to give herself up for the cure. I think that's just plain and simple, in
Either
my
she's gonna
opinion.
give herself up or she's just gonna die at the end of the day.
Yeah. Either way, I don't see her like her a happy ending. I see her
No,
dying.
of course not. Yeah,
I see her dying,
yeah.
or going out on her own terms. You know, like she's going out on her own terms. I can't even talk. What the hell? She's going out on her own terms. There you go. But yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not cutting that out either. Whatever. But yeah, so I just love that game. That game is very special in my heart, man. Very special. Um, what are some honorable mentions that you got, bro? Do you have any honorable mentions? I got a couple of them.
Honorable mentions. Let's see.
You want me to start
Yeah,
some?
like I said, Call of Duty.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
because yours, yeah, you didn't put Call of Duty on there.
yeah, Call of Duty honorable mention because I feel like it's a step back in the right direction that they've been missing and fans has been craving for missing for years.
Yeah,
It's giving people what they wanted for a long time. It's giving people very good maps, very good guns,
people like me.
and it's just giving like the replay value of Cold War is really. I can't put the controller down with that game either.
Yo, me neither.
It's very hard sometimes. I'll get on right now, and I'll play it for like 30 minutes, and I'm like 45 minutes. I'm like, damn, I'll play another game. It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah. Like you think you're gonna like, oh, I'm gonna do a couple of more matches, and then next
Yeah.
thing you know, you're like 12 matches deep.
Yeah, next thing you know, like 2 hours passed, and I'm like, oh my god, already? Like,
I got a couple of honorable mentions here. Another honorable mention for me is Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
mm,
The reason why it's not in my top five, which it might eventually be in my top five, because I haven't played it really enough. Like I had it for the PS4 and I started playing it, but I got so caught up with Miles Morales that I totally like didn't get back into it. And with Call of Duty, I didn't get back into it. So I feel like that game will eventually probably be in my top five. Might knock out MLB The Show, but I can't put it there yet. Another honorable mention is Fall Guys. Fall Guys is a fun fucking game to play, and it's such a fun game to play with like multiple people. If you got like a couple of people to play with, it's so much fun. Um, that's another good one. Among Us, I only played this game once. That's why I have it on my honorable mention, because that game is hella fun, because it's a game that you basically have to be um you're in a ship or you're like aliens and stuff like that, and depending on your group size, one of them you have crewmates. You could either be a crewmate or you could be an imposter, and the imposter goes around and kills people, right? It goes around and kills the crewmates, but you got to do it like kind of in a sneaky way, because they could vote people out. So if they find you sus, basically, if they think, oh, this is the like Big Mo was killing, I saw him kill this guy or whatever, I saw him by the body, so he has to, and they vote me out and I'm the imposter, then the game, they win the game. They, like, the crewmates have to do tasks and shit like that. Like they have to do like little jobs inside the ship or wherever they're at, and you could sabotage them if you're the imposter. Like it's great. It's a fun game because you get to like try to defend yourself. So some, because they don't know who you are. So you could be like, they'd be like, Kels will be like, yo, Mo, I saw you doing that. I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I saw this one doing that. Like, I saw this one come from that direction. So I think it was him. And you could try to bold-face lie and everything. It's so much fun, man. I played it once and it was a fun experience, man. Fun experience. What, you got another honorable mention?
I just got one more. NBA 2K.
Oh, NBA. Yeah,
21.
yeah, yeah. I do got to
It
say,
was
on the
it's
PS5.
on the PS5. Yeah,
Yes.
on the PS5. It's finally. I feel like the gameplay finally is looking back to where it used to be. It's more fluid. It's more smoother than what it used to be in the previous
Yeah.
years. I feel like the shooting is better. Thank God, because the meter on the shooting for the past couple of years was horrible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
now I just feel like it's much more easier to play, and it looks better. It just looks better.
Yeah.
Thank God for NBA finally, 2K finally looking like it's getting back to where it used to be.
It used to be, man. With 2K, what was it? 2K11?
Oh, that game right there, man. That's my favorite 2K of all time.
2K11
That's
is
the one with
so
with
good.
Michael Jordan.
I think that was the first year he was on the cover, right?
He was on the cover, and then he the basically his whole season was the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was crazy. That was fun, man. That was the first time I feel like
That
my
that was the
career.
first time Michael Jordan came back into an NBA game in years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was fun, man. That was great. Another honorable mentions, I would say Astro's Playroom. That thing.
Oh,
Yeah, that's a really fun game, especially to learn the PS5 controller. It's a fun game to play because it kind of felt like a Mario game, or like a
yeah,
Mario 64
yeah.
type game. Like that was fun. Like I really did enjoy that. Another one, because you don't have any more honorable mentions, right?
No, that's it. I'm done.
Another one of my honorable mentions, Animal Crossing. Um, I never
Animal
played Animal
Crossing
Crossing before.
it came out in 2020.
Yeah, because it came out during the pandemic. I don't know if it released during the pandemic, but it hold up. Let's see that real quick. Let's see that real quick.
Is it?
Because
I
I
thought it
could have
was. I
sworn
thought
Animal
it's a mobile game,
Crossing,
no?
Animal Crossing's New Horizon. That came out during the like really honestly right when the pandemic hit. I think it came out in March or April. I'm looking
Mm.
at it right now. It came out March 20th, bro. It came out the second week when everything was that the week before everything was starting to lock down, and then the 20th that week of the 20th was when everything locked down completely.
Oh, okay.
So it was right at the start of the pandemic. So I didn't play it at all like through that time. I just heard about it. But my niece came over from Cali. She came to Florida, and she was telling me that I should download it so she could play with me or like so she could see. So I bought it and I was like, let's see how it is. And it was addicting, bro. The first like those first month playing it, it was like addicting. And you do like cute little stuff. It was like nothing crazy. You could dig and build your house and like have visitors come to your island and go throughout the island and dig up artifacts, and it was fun.
Sounds like
It was a
sounds like
cute
Sim.
it's a cute game to play, especially it's very innocent game. So it was perfect for that time during quarantine where people just wanted to escape, you know? So it was perfect for that. And yeah, that's my last honorable mention. I think the other one was 2K, but you said it. So
Oh, okay.
2K is definitely the of step up from the last like I say 3 or 4 basketball games in my opinion.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
it's way more smooth, way more fluid. I enjoyed it better. But yeah, so the only ones that I do want to play that I haven't played. There's a game that I haven't played because I don't have no PC, and it doesn't come out. It doesn't come off to Xbox until later this year, if I'm not mistaken. Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh yeah.
That I always like. That's one thing with me. I love simulation games. I absolutely love simulation games. So anything with like Planet Coaster is great too. I got Planet Coaster, but I got it for the console, so I didn't like it too much. It's harder to do those simulation games on console to me. It's just way different. It's better on a PC. Um, but I love those Roller Coaster Tycoon, Planet Coaster, Zoo Tycoon, and Microsoft Flight Simulator looks so beautiful, and
Yeah.
I would want to play that so bad, but I don't got a PC, so I can't really play it, and that sucks. But that would be my last like honorable mention. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, I'll tell you, gaming is one of those things. This is very, very powerful, and it brings people together, and it's so much fun. It's a good escapism, It's so much fun
Hmm.
to escape into a world that, and you don't have to worry about what happens. Like you don't worry about what's gonna happen to you or to anybody else within that time you're playing. I just
Yeah. It
love
just
video games, man.
brings out your inner self, and it just like it puts a pause in everything you got to think about and think about like real life stuff and stressful things and everything, and so
Yep,
you just enjoy. That's why a lot of people enjoy gaming, man. And
yep.
this gaming will always be around forever.
And let's say, and gaming is only getting bigger. I think this year gaming has been, well, not this year, 2020, and still during 2021 is still is one of the most profitable things right now between Twitch and YouTube. Like a lot of people are playing games, and really the gaming industry has gone up since because of the pandemic. It really has, because a lot of people are
And for
stuck at
God's
home.
sakes, and for God's sakes, man, my most anticipated game that I cannot wait for, Grand Theft Auto 6, baby.
Bro,
Because oh my God. Yo,
that's
you don't know how bad everybody wants this game. And I don't know how many times they're gonna re-release
you
Grand Theft Auto 5. They came
serious.
out, listen, guys, it came out for the PS3.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
came out for the PS4.
It came out
It,
for the PS4 Pro.
it came out for the PS, and now it's supposed to come out for the PS5 because they
Yeah,
did say it was gonna come out for the PS5.
yeah.
Like they're gonna actually remake it again for the PS5. It's like, yo, where is 6? Can we finally get Grand Theft Auto
Like
6?
yo, we can make a
Like,
whole
don't let
episode.
that insane Grand
We
Theft Auto.
we can make a whole freaking episode with just talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. Like
No,
serious,
that sounds.
like
We could just make a whole episode of Grand Theft Auto in general because
yeah, the
that's such a
history of
good
Grand Theft
franchise
Auto.
that no one. the history of Grand Theft Auto that no one talks about.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I feel like Grand Theft Auto from I'm just gonna kill all the time with this man. But just real quick, Grand Theft Auto, Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas, and for me, I like 5 better than 4. So I would say those 4 Grand Theft Auto games.
Yeah.
It's just hands down. It's just like it doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's no Grand Theft Auto game that you'll be like, you know what, this game was whack or this game was not it.
Yeah.
Every Grand Theft Auto game is different.
From Grand Theft Auto 3 and up is like, even if your rankings, like depending on your, all from 3 and up are all great games. All great games.
The nostalgia of 3 and Vice City is just like,
oh man,
good times. And I feel like 6, it just has to come out. Hopefully we get some news this year.
Yeah.
And maybe it'll come out in 2022 or 23, but just give me something.
Yeah.
Just give me like I don't even care. They don't even have to bring out news. All Rockstar has to say is Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, that's it. Seriously. That's all they gotta say.
Everybody will just get hyped because it's the most anticipated game in years.
How can I? Oh, before we go, because we're about to end this and we went a little bit too long, but this is what happens over here. We never know how long we're gonna go. We almost forgot what game, one of the most anticipated games we want. The second God of War.
Oh.
Bro. Oh. God of War, that end, because I played it for the first time in 2020. That ending to freaking God of War, bro, with Thor's hammer showing up, bro. Fuck the spoiler. We don't care about the spoilers no more. I'm not gonna even put the spoilers in here. Too bad.
Bro, it's spoilable, yeah.
But yeah, no, like that's a game that I can't wait, bro. I cannot wait for that. And there's a bunch of
God of War Ragnarok, man.
God of War Ragnarok, bro, is gonna be insane. But with that being said, bro, I think it's time for us to leave everyone here. We enjoyed you watching this. You know, this is our second episode, and we're gonna keep on trucking from here.
I like this. This one was better. This one was really good. This is a really good episode, people. Really so please comment, like, subscribe. Please comment, like, subscribe.
There we go. Like, subscribe, share the video with your friends and family or whatever.
Your family, your kids, wherever you are. If you're in the house, if you're in the toilet, if you're taking a shower.
You already know.
In New York right now, it was like 18 degrees outside. If you're outside and you're really willing to watch this video in the cold, just watch it. And I love it.
And I do gotta say, I want to say thank you to our 32 subscribers. I think that we got so far. That's a big little step up. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the views on the first episode. We're really trying to work out our schedule so we could be able to give this to you to be able to put this out more. But listen, we love you all. Take care. And guess what? If you don't like it, pa fuera.
Pa fuera.
Peace out, people.
Peace out.